Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Waxaan noo socday chapter-ka matrices. Waxaan soo qaadanay addition of matrices, transpose of matrix, equality of matrices, size of matrix also. Today's lesson waxaan qaadan doonaa matrices, multiplication of matrices. Multiplication of matrices. Learning outcomes. By the end of the lesson, learners should be able to multiply a matrix by a scalar, multiply two matrices. Multiply two matrices. Matrix multiplication is possible only when the number of rows in the right is equal to the number of columns, a column matrix. The order of the resulting matrix is given by the number of rows in the left matrix and the number of columns in the right matrix. This is what I mean. For example, if the matrix is, the first matrix has order m times n, and then the second matrix has, for example, n times, for example, k, this one means two matrices can be multiplied only when the column of the first matrix, this is the column, this is row column, and this is also row column. Two matrices can be multiplied only when the number of rows, when the number of columns, in the first matrix is the same as the number of rows in the second matrix. So when these two becomes the same, then the two matrices can be multiplied. They can be multiplied. They can be multiplied. The two matrices can be multiplied. Okay, if these two, if they are not the same, then the two matrices cannot be multiplied. For example, m times n, the first one, and then the second one becomes k times n. You can see now the column of the first is not the same as the row of the second matrix. So this one is, the two matrices cannot be multiplied. They are not conformable, that is. They are not conformable. So that is the formula for matrix multiplication. Example, multiplication by a scalar. If b is 2, 3, 1, if b is 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, minus 1, and then you are asked to find 5b. 5b means this one is the coefficient of b, so this one becomes the scalar multiplication. So you just say 5 outside, and then you multiply by these entries. So 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, minus 1. Then you multiply them together. So that is 10, 15. That is 10, 15, 5, and then 5, 0, minus 5. So that is the final answer for 1, 2. And negative 3b. Negative 3 bracket. B we have 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, minus 1. Then you multiply these two. Minus 6 there, you get minus 9, and minus 3, minus 3. Therefore you get also 0, and then positive 3. Positive 3 meaning negative multiplied by another negative. Number 3 is 0.1b. 0.1 into bracket b, 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, minus 1. So this will be multiplied by the entries inside. You get 0.2, you get 0.3, you get 0.1, 0.1, 0, and then is negative 0.1. So that is the answer to that example. Next, the next example is our next example will be b is equal to 1, 2, 0, 4, and then q, we have q as 2013. No. Q is 2013, correct? And then R we have 30 and then 22. 3022, the A, question A. Half Q plus P. Half Q is this 2013 and then plus P. P is 12 and then 04. So what you do is you multiply this the number this half to the number inside. You get 1, you get 0, you get half, and then you get 3 divided by 2, you get 1.5 or 3.5. Plus 1204. So you add the corresponding elements. 1 plus 1, you get 2. Then you get also 2. This is half. You get half or 0.5 is the same, and therefore you get 5.5. So that is question half Q plus P. Half Q plus P. Half Q plus P. Next, 3P B, 3P minus 2 bracket Q plus R. First of all, 3P minus 2 bracket, let's add Q and R together. So we add the corresponding elements, Q and R. So this is R, 2 plus 3, you have 5. And then 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 1 is 3, then this one is also 5. So 3P, 3 bracket P. P is 1, 2, 0, 4. And then minus, you multiply these two, you get 10. Then 0, then 6, then 10 there. So you subtract this one, you have 3, 6, 0, 12. You subtract these two now. 10, 0, 6, and then 10. So let's subtract. You subtract these two, you get minus 7. You get positive 6. You get negative 6. And then you get positive 2. So that is the final answer for 3P minus 2 bracket Q plus R. You add QR, you multiply by 2, and then 3 multiplied by P, then you subtract at the end. Next, work out the following. A, we have 2, 4, and then we have minus 3, 5. Now the matrix multiplication, we said that 2 matrices can be multiplied if the column of the first is the same as the row of the second. So this is 1 row, 2 columns, and this is 2 rows and 1 column. So you can see they are the same. So the final answer will be 1 and 1. So meaning the final answer will be 1 by 1 matrix. So the first row, this is how to multiply matrix. First row is multiplied by first column. So first row multiplied by first column, that will be 2 multiplied by minus 3 plus 4 multiplied by 5. So there you get, this is minus 6 plus 20, you get plus 14. So you can see now the order is 1 by 1, meaning 1 row and then 1 column. Next example. The next example B, we have 1, 0, 1, 2, minus 4, 5. And then we have 0, 4, minus 3. Now the order of this one is 2 by 3. And this one is 3 by 1. So you can see again, the column of the first is the same as the row of the second. So we multiply, we start with first row is multiplied by the first column. First row is multiplied by the first column. So 1 times 1, let me just write the answer here. This is 1 times 0. 1 times 0 plus 0 times 4 plus 1 times minus 3. Then the second one will be second row, first column. So 2 times 0 plus minus 4 times 4 plus 5 times minus 3. So we say the order is 2 by 3, 3 by 1. The answer becomes 2 by 1. Our final answer must be 2 by 1. So we have 0, 0, and then minus 3. We have 0 minus 16, minus 16 minus 15, you get minus 16, minus 15, you get minus 31. So that is the final answer to that question. Next example. Next example, A is equal to 3, 1, 4, 2. B, we have 5, 1, 3, 4. So you're told A squared. A squared. A squared means A multiplied by A. A squared means A times A. Therefore, A, we have 3, 4, 1, 2. The next one is 3, 4, 1, 2. So the order is the same there. We have 2 by 2, 2 by 2. The column of the first is the same as the row of the second. So the answer is 2 by 2. Then we multiply first row, first column. First row is multiplied by the first column. 3 times 3 plus 1 times 4. 1 times 4. Then 3 times 1. And then plus 1 times 2. Then 4, that is, we are starting the second row. Second row, first column, 4 times 3, plus 2 times 4. And then lastly, we have 4 times 1, and then 2 times 2, plus 2 times 2. And you just close with brackets. This is 9 plus 4, you have 13. That is 3 plus 2, you have 5. This is 12 plus 8, you have 20. There, and then we have 4 plus 4, you have 8. So the order is 2 by 2 matrix. The order of that matrix is 2 by 2. The next example is A plus B into bracket squared. Our second example becomes A plus B into bracket squared. A plus B into bracket squared. A plus B into bracket squared means you add A plus B first by adding the corresponding elements. So we have 3, 1, 3 plus 5, you get 8. And then 1 plus 1, 2. And then 4 plus 3, 7. And then 2 plus 4, 6. So this one squared. This one squared means you multiply this one twice. So this will be 8, 2, 7, 6. And then bracket 8, 2, 7, 6. So first row, first column, 8 times 8 plus 2 times 7. Then 8 times 2, you leave a space. 8 times 2 plus 2 times 6. 7 times 8 plus 6 times 7. And then 7 times 2, 6 times 6, plus 6 times 6. So we multiply this. 64 plus 14, you get 80. That is 16 plus 12, you have 28. This 56 plus 42, you get 96. This is 14 plus 36, you get 50. So that is also A plus B into bracket squared. The next example, C. You're told to multiply 7 for 1 minus 2, and then 1 minus 3, 2, 0. 2 rows, 2 column, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. The final answer will also be 2 by 2 because the column of the first is the same as the row of the second. So we multiply 7 times 1 plus 4 times 2. Then 7 times minus 3 plus 4 times 0. 1 times 1 plus minus 2 times 2. And then finally 1 times minus 3 plus minus 2 times 0. Then you always enclose with brackets. So there you have 7 plus 8, you have 15. This is minus 21 plus 0. This is 1 minus 4, you have minus 3. And then minus 3 plus 0 is minus 3. The next one is minus, we have minus, that is D. The last example for that question is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 2, 4, 7. And then we have minus 1, 0, 2. First of all, we always start with the order. We have 3 by 2. And therefore, this one we have 3 by 1. Now, the column of the first is not the same as the row of the second. They are not in line. So therefore, these two matrices, this one cannot be multiplied. They can't be multiplied. They are not conformable. They cannot be multiplied together. The last example for that exercise, we have finding the unknowns. We have 1, 3. We have 1, 3. And then we have 2x, 9, 1, 3y, which is equal to 7, 9. The order of this one is 1 by 2. This one is 2 by 2. And this is, you cancel these two together, the final answer will be 1 by 2. So let's find the values of the unknown. 1 times 2x, and then 3 times 1. So 1 times 2x plus 3 times 1, and then 1 times 9, 1 times 9 plus 3 times 3y, that is 3 times 3y. 3 times 3y. So these two will be equal to 7 and 9. Corresponding elements, you have 2x plus 3 is equal to 7. And then 9 plus 9y is equal to 9. So transfer transfer the 3 to the right, you get 2x is equal to 4, x is equal to 2, and 9y is equal to 9 minus 9, 9y is equal to 0, therefore y is equal to 0 there. Y is equal to 0. B. The last and the final example for that lesson. xy, we have 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 1 by 2, 2 by 2, 1 by 2. So x times 1 is x, y times 4 is 4y, 4y corresponds to 4. Then the next one is x times 2, that is 2x, y times 1 is y, is equal to 1. Then using elimination, we can be able to find the answers for x and y. I would multiply this one by 2, negative 2, and this one 1. I have minus 2x minus 8y equal to minus 8. 2x plus y is equal to 1. And then you just add these numbers together. You just use plus. This one becomes minus 7y. Minus 7y is equal to minus 7. Therefore, y is equal to positive 1. You cancel two negatives, and then the answer becomes positive. Then you substitute any of these four. Let me just use the first one. The first one will be x plus 4y is equal to 4. X is 1. No, I mean y is 1. So x plus 4 bracket 1 is equal to 4. Then x plus 4 is equal to 4. X is equal to 4 minus 4. X is equal to 0. Marka, 10 intaas uu ku dhan yahay. Waxaad ka soo shaqaysaan 10ka exercise-ka hoos ku qoran insha Allah.